Hello and welcome back to another video. Yes, I can say another one because I just did one. I was going to talk today a little bit of shit, if you don't mind. I don't care if you do or if you don't, you know, like I said in the last video, the comments are turned off. What can you do? Yeah, I wanted to talk to you today about a little, not an obsession, although I suppose it depends on your standpoint, but it's more of some of my interests to do with not film, not any of this stuff. Oh shit, I just nearly knocked the camera off. Not film, but architecture, because I've talked about it a little bit, and obviously you know I play Minecraft and stuff like that, but some real life places that genuinely do exist, not on, you know, a computer realm or in a digital world, in real life. People, no, not people. Places, but some of these, basically what I'm saying is, some of these places I've known and frequented, and some of them I've never even been to. So thanks to the internet and TV and shit like that, I'm aware of them and I've been able to learn about them. So in no particular order, because I'm winging this, I don't have a script or anything. In no particular order, I'm going to start with the Twin Towers, New York City. Unfortunately, if you don't know, if you've been living under a rock since 2001, they were, I don't want to be too controversial, but they were removed. They fell down. They were brought down. They went down. Yeah, they went down. But we're not going to talk about that incident itself. We're just going to talk about the buildings. So 110 floors, pretty tall. When they opened in 73, they were the tallest in the world. And yeah, they were quite limited and quite simple in design. But Yamasaki, what he managed to do, he pulled off an amazing thing. He managed to take something that was, like I said, quite simple and make it kind of majestic in a weird way, and in their own right. The Twin Towers were something on their own. They were sort of distinctive. They were definitely recognizable, especially because one had a relatively flat roof and the other one has it had the big antenna. I'll put some pictures in as we go along, just in case you don't know some of these places. I mean, the Twin Towers were pretty prolific, and I think most people know what they were, but maybe you're young and you're watching and you're just figuring shit out in life, in which case don't come to my channel. I'm only joking. So yeah, why was I obsessed with the Twin Towers? Well, I don't really know. I can't answer that question, but from a young age I was definitely interested in them, like to the degree where I would look at videos of them on YouTube, you know, old sort of film, probably shot on like some kind of camcorder or something. And there'd be people's trips there before 2001, and there'd be like, I don't know, advertisement videos, movies, music videos. There'd be a lot of things. The Twin Towers would be there. Much the same for people visiting New York. I think it was a go-to place. I mean, the new one is, but we're not talking about that. So yeah, up with, you know, the Empire State, the Chrysler Tower, and many other places. The Twin Towers were landmarks, and they were really well known. But just why was I obsessed with them? Like I said, I don't know. I suppose it's because I just found them to my liking. Yeah, quite majestic, quite intimidating, but not overly imposing. And that sounds strange because they were literally... My camera has just died. But that's okay, because we've got each other. Yeah, they were, like I said, they were quite limited. They were literally just a bit more to them than that, obviously, but... yeah. So how do you make a building not imposing when they're that fucking big? I mean, they were like 1,500 odd feet tall. And in a place like New York, where tiny, tiny islands, with lots and lots of tall buildings to maximise space. That's why they go up rather than that. I don't know. Yamasaki did such a good job with them. Positioning was important as well. He thought about light. He thought about keeping as much space as possible around the buildings. Don't get me wrong, they were wide and deep, but they were just tall. And the reason they were so tall is because they needed a lot of space. The facilities of the Twin Towers, they were trade centres, many offices inside, and some, leisurely stuff as well. But yeah, I remember one Christmas, I was really young. I want to say like 3 or 4. I would have said younger, but that sounds ridiculous because I don't know if my memory is that good. I mean, it's good, but... And we're watching Home Alone, and you know that shot where Kevin is sort of like at the bottom of what they used to call the plaza of the Twin Towers? I hadn't quite understood how they worked yet because I was too young, but I saw them and realised, obviously, that this is the Twin Towers. And I saw these sort of arches, and I thought these were like some really fucking old buildings here. Little did I know they were opened in 73, but I remember thinking to myself, how do people get in? What it is, the steel sort of curved like that, as if they were like, pushing it upwards, and by chance the glass between those kind of gaps, if that makes any sense, ended up giving this curved look. I think it was probably the year after, because again in this other memory I'm really young. Me and my mum are watching Home Alone, and I see this same shot again, and I'm thinking, how did people get in there? Because doors are rectangular, so how did people get in? I didn't realise at the time that on that shot the doors would have been like tiny compared to these arches that were fucking huge. And then, I don't know, it was just in my head forever, and then I think I was like 13, 14, something like that. I was always sketching them. I was looking at videos of them online. I was looking at movies where they were featured, music videos, like I said. And I just thought, oh yeah, that's a good angle. I'll draw the Twin Towers from this angle or from this angle. And I learned about ridiculous things that I probably shouldn't have really known about, like measurements and dimensions and whose office was where in whatever year, and a trait of autism, I believe. Don't kill me. But anyway, yeah, so for unexplained reasons, I just took a liking to the Twin Towers. Funnily enough, I do remember the dreaded day. I do remember that. I was only maybe 3, yeah. So I was born in 98, so 2001, yeah. Yeah, I do remember it, but like I said, we're not going to talk about that. Proceeds to talk about it. Next, we have got the Red Giants. No, not these guys. I'm talking about the cotton mills of Oldham. Many of these were built around Greater Manchester and even around, the rest of the UK. But the ones I remember that were quite close to home, there was Devon Mill, Durban Mill, Brook Mill, Heron Mill, and obviously many more. But those were like in this particular area of what they called Little Africa. It's in the Hollins area of Oldham. And yeah, these mills, they were cotton mills. They had lodges, the big fuck off chimneys, and yeah, they were the whole 9 yards, the works. They were brilliant. And many people around me growing up remember them working as mills. In fact, I think my nana had a job in one of those mills. Now, not out of all of them, but out of just those that I mentioned, 2 survived. At least one of those is listed, so that's good. The other one, I don't know. I'd have to check that. Devon Mill is still open. And Heron is still open, but I don't know if Heron is listed. I don't know. Like I said, I'd have to check. But yeah, why am I obsessed with these industry, echoes of the past? No offense or anything like that. Again, I don't know. They were built good. They were definitely built good. Most of them were designed by P.S. Stott, family-run architects. They designed mills. And like I said, they're dotted all over the place. They're brilliant builds. They're usually really big, 3, 4, 5, 6 stories, some of them. I'll put some pictures up. And yeah, they're just like the vast places, mills, aren't they? Usually have a vaulted ceiling for structure, but my god, is that a cool thing in itself? Because a lot of people don't realise. People think quite often they're just sort of rectangular and boring. No, they're not. They're not. There's way more to them. I think they're really cool places. Bit of a story here that has a theory to it. There's a road called Incline Road in that area of Oldham, and unfortunately in World War II it was bombed, Incline Road, and there was only a few houses left standing. One of them was a relative of mine, and sorry, I'm playing with my Crocs. Yes, I'm wearing Crocs. One of the only houses left standing belonged to a relative of mine. Now, why would the Germans bomb a residential street? I mean, I know it happened, but like, why? Some suggest that because of all these mills in the area, they were aiming for those mills to stop production, maybe. Either way, they failed. The mills were fine. And yeah, Incline Road got it pretty bad. Other parts of Oldham got it bad as well. Manchester, fucking hell, got it bad. And many other places around the country and the world got it bad as well. But yeah, it kind of adds up in my mind that like maybe they were trying to get the mills but just like failed. I don't know. We'll never know, I guess. But yeah, there's a bit of a story for you there. Not long, but so yeah, the Red Giants, that's a local name for them, but they were never officially called that, by the way. The Red Giants is because they were made of this lovely sort of red brick. Cool stuff, lasts forever. I mean, some are still there now. They're only gone because, well, the ones that are gone, they're only gone because, councils and governments, they don't care for heritage too much. So, yeah, they knock them down. So, I mean, there are great examples around the country where you can look at how those mills can be reused, housing and apartments and flats and things like that. Even workspaces, retail, anything. Good, massive, open spaces, adaptable, well built. Look after them, they'll be your friend forever. But some of them don't survive. Anyway, so if I get a good reception, you give me a few likes, I'll go into a bit more detail of some of the other architectural obsessions that I have, I guess. I said I wouldn't call them obsessions, but I suppose they are, because the things that interest me, and I've sort of gone and learned about these kind of things. In this video, I'm not giving you too much detail because I don't want to be boring. That's something I always fear with these videos, that people will just find it boring. I mean, for Christ's sake, I've not got many subscribers, so I'm basically talking to like a handful of people, but you're the best ones, so thank you for your support. Okay, I'll do one more. Manchester Town Hall. She's lovely. Renovating it at the moment. They've been doing it for a while as well, so it's going to be a big project, or it is a big project, and rightfully so. Rather than building, you saw my last video, rather than building some new stuff that doesn't serve much good at all, look after the old stuff as well. you know. I'm not saying new I'm not saying new builds are bad. I've seen and experienced good examples of new builds and how it should be done, but it's just, I don't know, my numbers might be off, but maybe a majority of new build houses in the UK, they're not being built with any care at all. There's some over the road, I'm just looking at them because they're fucking wank. Anyway, yeah, Manchester Town Hall, it's Gothic revival styled, and it's, you know, you can tell, you can. I read a thing a while back, if I can find it I'll put it on screen. The people of the 1870s, they thought it wasn't Gothic enough, and to be honest, it's not Art Deco at all, but there are little hints of early Deco in there. I don't know whether that's original, it might be, because I don't think it's had a lot of work done to it. I know it's been extended, but the main, you know, building itself, it's pretty original. Yeah, I don't know. I'll put some, like I said, I keep saying these things, but I'll put some pictures up, or videos maybe if I can get permission. And yeah, Manchester Town Hall, cool place, very cool, love it. And I'm, you know, from Manchester. Although technically I'm from Oldham, but where I grew up, it was very much on the border. And yeah, whatever. Greater Manchester, isn't it? So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that video, folks. Let me know if you want me to do a part 2 by giving me a like. I do appreciate it. I don't know why that bloody thing turned off. You fucking bloody bastard.